There is one referee in world football under whom Lionel Messi has never experienced defeat, not a single time. Across 5 matches, Messi has recorded 5 victories, no losses, and not even one draw, and that same official was also part of the refereeing team for Argentina's 2022 World Cup final. So, out of every referee FIFA could have selected anywhere in the world, guess who has now been appointed to oversee England's semi-final against Argentina? And remember exactly where we are at this moment. Argentina and FIFA are already buried beneath a mountain of controversy throughout this tournament, with accusations after almost every match that every major decision somehow seemed to favor Argentina. Now, ahead of Argentina's biggest game yet, FIFA reaches into the pool of officials and chooses the one referee who has never witnessed Messi lose a match. On the surface, it almost feels unbelievable that such a decision would be made. Or perhaps, just perhaps, it is not unbelievable at all because many people are beginning to believe this resembles a governing body determined to place Messi and Argentina into another final. Before a single ball has even been kicked in Atlanta, a huge portion of football fans around the world already believe they know exactly how this match will end. Let's dive into why everyone is talking about it. His name is Ismail El Fath. He is 44 years old, a 2-time Major League Soccer Referee of the Year, highly respected throughout North America, and on Wednesday he will take charge of England against Argentina. It is the record attached to his name that has completely ignited social media. Messi's teams have reportedly won all 5 matches in which El Fath has been involved, without suffering a single defeat. He also served as the 4th official during the unforgettable 2022 World Cup final in Qatar, when Argentina defeated France on penalties. He was also the referee for Messi's first trophy with Inter Miami during the 2023 League's Cup final, another match decided by penalties. On top of that, he has officiated 3 of Messi's Inter Miami League matches as well. Add every appearance together and the record remains flawless. Messi has never lost and has never even settled for a draw in matches involving El Fath. Now, out of every possible fixture across world football, he has been assigned the one match where Messi stands just 90 minutes away from reaching another major final. There is, however, one important detail that deserves attention before the panic completely takes over. Look closely at what El Fath has actually done during this tournament, and it hardly paints the picture of someone protecting the favorites. He has already refereed 3 matches, including Norway's stunning round of 16 victory over Brazil, a result that saw one of football's traditional giants crash out of the competition under his watch. He has also shown that he is far from reluctant when making difficult disciplinary decisions, handing out 6 yellow cards and a straight red card to Uruguay's Agustin Canobio for a dangerous challenge. Canobio reacted furiously to the dismissal, confronting El Fath and even grabbing his shirt in frustration. That is hardly the profile of a referee who simply waves star players through every important moment. If anything, his performances during this tournament suggest someone completely willing to make tough and unpopular decisions whenever necessary, something worth remembering as the outrage continues to grow. The reason this story has exploded instead of remaining an interesting statistic is because it has not appeared in isolation. It has landed on top of what many critics already describe as the most controversial run by any team in this World Cup. Argentina reached the semi-final while carrying a cloud of disputes that began against Egypt, where a brilliant Egyptian goal was ruled out and a late penalty appeal was ignored, leading Egypt to submit a formal complaint while coach Hossam Hassan openly declared, "The cup is directed towards Argentina." Against Switzerland, a VAR review upgraded an Argentine yellow card into a Swiss red card, dramatically changing the entire momentum of the match. Earlier in the group stage, Messi escaped punishment for a stamp that many observers believed deserved a straight red card. Again and again, countless 50-50 decisions have appeared to fall in favor of the defending champions. So when FIFA, the very same organization accused of suspending a red card after a phone call from a president while also facing an official complaint alleging favoritism toward Argentina, appoints the one referee under whom Messi has literally never lost, many people stop seeing coincidence and begin believing they are watching a script unfold. Across social media, the accusations have become brutally direct. People claim the tournament is fixed, that everything was planned from the very beginning, and that the competition is being carefully guided toward one final emotional farewell for Messi. Looking only at the optics, it is understandable why so many supporters believe the situation appears deeply suspicious. Then there are the incentives. FIFA stands to earn billions from this tournament, and a final featuring Messi represents the single most valuable commercial outcome imaginable. He remains the golden attraction of global television audiences. The FIFA president has spoken openly about his admiration for Messi and even invited Messi's club to the Club World Cup despite the team not qualifying through normal sporting merit. Combine the financial rewards, the public affection, the sequence of controversial decisions, and now the appointment of a referee carrying a perfect Messi record, and from the outside some people feel the tournament begins to resemble a carefully written story instead of an unpredictable sporting contest. That perception alone has become a massive public relations disaster for FIFA. But now comes the important reality check, because the easiest version of this story simply does not hold up under proper scrutiny. The 5-0 statistic is a correlation, not evidence of wrongdoing, and the argument quickly weakens once examined carefully. A referee does not decide who wins an entire football match. El Fatha's role as the fourth official during the 2022 World Cup final carries almost no significance because the fourth official does not make decisions on the field. His responsibilities focus mainly on managing the technical areas, supervising substitutions, and maintaining order around the benches. Meanwhile, Messi's Inter Miami has become one of Major League Soccer's strongest squads, winning matches consistently regardless of which referee is assigned. Messi winning league games with El Fath officiating does not automatically point toward a conspiracy. More often than not, it simply reflects a great team beating weaker opponents. El Fath himself is not some mysterious FIFA operative hidden behind the scenes. He immigrated to the United States at the age of 18 through the diversity visa lottery, started refereeing because he was frustrated by the quality of officiating he witnessed, and gradually worked his way to the highest level of the profession through dedication and performance. Nothing in his career record genuinely suggests anything other than the resume of an experienced, respected, and highly capable football referee. And here is the part that genuinely tears apart the entire outrage surrounding the question, why did FIFA choose him? It is the one fact that almost nobody making loud accusations online seems to understand. FIFA could never appoint an English referee for this match, and it also could not appoint an Argentine referee either. Its own conflict of interest regulations clearly prevent officials from either country from taking charge of an England versus Argentina game, not only because of nationality but also because of the long-standing political tensions connected to the Falklands conflict. That is exactly why England's Michael Oliver and Anthony Taylor were automatically ruled out. It is also why Argentina's Facundo Teo was never eligible. FIFA had no option but to appoint a neutral referee from a completely different nation. By this stage of a World Cup, however, the number of elite neutral officials still available is extremely limited. No matter who FIFA selected, someone was always going to dig through the referee's history, find some loose connection, and present it as evidence of something suspicious. To be completely clear, there is absolutely no proof of wrongdoing here. This conflict of interest rule is not some convenient excuse invented for this particular semi-final either. It is the exact same regulation that prevented Anthony Taylor from refereeing the 2022 World Cup final between Argentina and France. The same rule also applies to the third-place playoff, which is guaranteed to feature one of these two nations. That means Oliver, Taylor, and Teo are automatically excluded from that match as well. In other words, FIFA's own regulations remove the most obvious English and Argentine candidates from consideration and leave officials from other countries as the only realistic choices. El Fath, an experienced World Cup referee who has already handled matches during this tournament, becomes a perfectly reasonable selection from that remaining shortlist. Once you understand how few referees were actually eligible, much of the outrage over why he was chosen begins to disappear. So what is the real controversy if there is no proven fix? The real issue is that FIFA, after everything that has happened throughout this tournament, showed remarkably poor judgment by assigning a referee carrying this exact statistical baggage to the single most heavily scrutinized and accusation-filled match of the competition. The organization had every reason to know exactly how this appointment would be received. FIFA knew about Egypt's formal complaint. It knew about the endless Argentina conspiracy theories spreading online. It knew millions of fans already believed the defending champions were receiving favorable treatment. Yet it still placed a referee with a ready-made "Messi never loses" headline directly into the center of that storm. That decision does not automatically prove corruption, but it does represent an astonishing lack of awareness. It reflects the same pattern many critics believe FIFA has displayed throughout the tournament, behaving like an organization that has stopped worrying about public perception after spending months allowing people to expect the worst from every controversial decision. That is the real disappointment, because the individual most affected by all of this may actually be El Fath himself. Even if he is completely impartial, even if he delivers the finest refereeing performance of his career with absolute fairness, FIFA has created a situation where a respected official walks into a stadium knowing a worldwide audience has already convinced itself that he cannot be trusted. Every decision he makes on Wednesday instantly becomes controversial. A soft foul, a yellow card, an offside decision, or a penalty call will immediately ignite debate. If any important decision benefits Argentina, social media will explode with claims that the match was fixed all along. If a major decision favors England instead, Argentina's supporters will argue the opposite. He has effectively been placed in a position where satisfying everyone is impossible. The football itself will now be viewed through a cloud of suspicion before the opening whistle has even sounded. Regardless of what actually happens on the pitch, FIFA has done more than simply appoint a referee. It has damaged the credibility of its own biggest showcase before kickoff and left a respected official carrying the burden. There is also one point that many people shouting rigged conveniently ignore. England possess more than enough quality to decide this match on footballing ability alone and make every conspiracy theory completely meaningless. Jude Bellingham is playing some of the best football of his career. Harry Kane continues to find the back of the net consistently. Argentina, despite all the controversy surrounding them, remain a team that has looked vulnerable and physically drained, needing extra time and moments of fortune just to reach this stage. Most bookmakers actually rate England as slight favorites for the semi-final, while Argentina are considered the least likely among the 4 remaining teams to win the entire tournament. If England perform at their highest level, they are fully capable of winning regardless of who the referee happens to be. At the same time, it would also be a mistake to dismiss Argentina as a team surviving only because of luck. That argument is equally simplistic. Whatever anyone believes about the officiating, this remains a squad built around genuine quality, a clear tactical identity, and enough talent to defeat any opponent on its day. Lionel Scaloni has built a disciplined and compact midfield diamond around Leandro Paredes, who has completed more accurate passes than any other player in the tournament. That structure protects a defense that has conceded fewer expected goals than almost every remaining team. Messi remains the joint top scorer with 8 goals while also leading the competition as its most creative player. Alongside him, Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez provide 2 dangerous match winners capable of deciding a game in a single moment, exactly as they demonstrated against Switzerland. England will need to produce an outstanding performance if they want to overcome this Argentina side. The encouraging reality for England is that such a performance is absolutely within their capabilities. And that is the strongest possible answer to every conspiracy theory being discussed. Defeat Argentina so convincingly and so decisively that no referee, no controversial decision, and no whistle could possibly have changed the outcome. Let the football settle the argument on the pitch. Whether England can actually deliver that level of performance is the real question surrounding this semi-final. Notice that it is ultimately a football question, not a debate about the referee carrying the cards. As Wednesday approaches, the tournament arrives at what may be its most fascinating and uncomfortable pre-match storyline. A referee who has never officiated a Messi defeat has been appointed by a governing body that many supporters no longer fully trust to oversee a match that a huge section of the football world already believes has been written in advance. Perhaps it is nothing more than an extraordinary coincidence that has been exaggerated into something much bigger than it really is. Perhaps it is simply one of the most poorly judged referee appointments in recent World Cup history. Either way, FIFA has guaranteed that when the whistle blows at 3 p.m. Eastern in Atlanta, countless eyes inside the stadium and millions more around the world will be watching the referee just as closely as they watch Messi, Jude Bellingham, and every other star on the field. In a World Cup semi-final between 2 historic rivals, that is a genuinely unfortunate situation. Do you believe this appointment raises legitimate concerns, or do you think it is simply paranoia created by a tournament filled with controversy? Share your opinion in the comments before kickoff, and I'll be back after the final whistle to break down every major decision, no matter which way they go.